Hey, Mitchell! Awesome! Stick with me, buddy, as I get this set up. I gotta get all my colors. Hold on here. Alright, I have got you here so that I can see you. Let me turn this volume down so that we don't have feedback and echo. Okay, I'm going to pull out the colors. We're going to work with a beautiful scene here. And whatever happens, happens. So we'll use a light blue right here, a white, let's see, don't want no copper. We'll use a sap green, a light magenta, we may use violet, so we'll have that out. We'll probably use some wall umber, maybe burnt umber, possibly a deep green. I'm looking for my vermilion. Yeah, there's my vermilion. And we'll go on ahead and pull out a darker blue. Where is my dark blue? Yeah, more than likely black. Everybody uses black. You're going to have to give me a tube of it. Yay! What you doing, Brian? Oh, that is so terrific, Mitchell. Are you ready to paint a beautiful picture, Brian? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Mitchell. That is awesome, buddy. That is so awesome. I'm having a hard time finding my dark blue. I'm wanting my dark blue. I know I didn't use all of it. Pretty certain of that. Oh, brother. It is avoiding me. I know I should have had these colors out. Okay, so there is my brilliant blue. It's called brilliant blue. So anyway, those are the colors that we'll use. Now usually I have got a scene in mind, but we are just going to flow with it. And whatever comes, comes. I'm just in the mood to paint, period. So I don't care. We're going to make it something. Well, that's fine. You can just watch, Brian. Hello, Levi. Oh. Thank you, Levi. I hate to hear that, Brian. Well, hopefully by you working with me, or at least watching me paint, that will kind of help calm your nerves a little. We'll see if it has the same effect as it does us doing the coloring book. Okay, so I am going to be using my stiff bristle. I love this brush. I tell you, I love this brush. This brush is, I love this brush. And we will start with the vermilion. Have you ever done any painting, Mitchell? Okay, I am going to saturate my brush with the vermilion, just like this. Make it pretty heavy there on the tip. Alright. Well, actually, it can get expensive. Okay, we're going to just kind of crisscross across here. We're going to start about 1/4 down of the way, and we're just going to crisscross it. Anyway, as it happens, paints can become expensive, but if you kind of take your time about it and buy them on occasion, like maybe one canvas and a couple different paints, you can start out by getting them at Walmart. I get my stuff from a Michael's, which is an art and craft supply store. I'm not as coordinated as Bob Ross. Man, he makes this look so easy. Me, I'm a little awkward. Anyway. But yeah, I first got my painting supplies from Walmart. Thank you. It is. I tell you what, people are so funny about GoFundMe. Not necessarily. I have done sunsets though. Not necessarily. We'll see what it turns out to be. We'll see. For right now, we're just going with it. There is no guarantee exactly what it is. I'm throwing it out there. But yes, I have done a sunset before. I've done 2 of them. My mother-in-law bought my last one. But yeah, people are really funny about that GoFundMe. The things that they do support is nonsense things, and then the things that they won't support is things that needs to be. It's crazy. People's funny. They are hilarious in a non-hilarious way. Okay, now we're going to use this brilliant blue, and we're going to tone it down with some white. But yeah, Mitchell, if you're actually interested in painting, you can get yourself like a starter kit, or like a few paints and a canvas or 2 from Walmart, and it's relatively cheap to start with. Get yourself a pack of brushes for about $4, and you've got every type of brush that you can want for around $4. And you can get started on it. You can start painting. And then little bits at a time, just gradually build up your supply. That's how I've basically had to do, is just getting my supplies little bits at a time. Alrighty. I'm not completely going to mix this. I'm not going to thoroughly mix it because I want there to be some lighting. That way you kind of got the effect of there being like light clouds in the mix. No, I have not seen them yet. Man, I hate it when dogs do that. That is so disgusting. Okay, once again, I'm going to saturate the brush just like I did with the vermilion. Just about like that. And we're going to swoop it up just similar to what we did with the vermilion. Just kind of blend it all in here like that. Now right now it kind of looks like a sloppy old mess, but you just wait till we get it here. Okay, I'm going to take some white and I'm going to kind of tap some in using that same brush. Like I said, I absolutely love this old brush. So how has all of your days, all of you guys' day been so far today? I already know, Brian, that you had to pawn your camera, which is such a bummer. Okay, I'm going to lightly put the white onto the tip. I don't want to saturate it like I did with the blue and the vermilion. So I'm going to kind of thin it out on the tip here. About like that. Just about like that. Alright, so let's just kind of put some clouding in here. We're not going to exactly make it look like a uniform cloud, but just kind of, you know, how clouds do sometimes when they're building up. You've got some dark clouds, thick clouds, light clouds. They're just there, but they don't really have any purpose other than to fill the sky. There we go. So we've got some cloud in there. They're building up. Kind of. Here we go. Put a little bit of cloud down into the vermilion area here. About the same amount here. And just kind of tap it through here. Okay, I like that. Well, hello, Vice President Pence. I love it when all of the good guys are in. I love it. Okay, now. We're going to make some shadow back here, some tall shadow. So that's going to be using my black. Okay. Alright, let's go on ahead and put our black down. Find which one is the black. Now, I'm going to have to grab me some black. I'm running out of my black. White and black is the most staple in a painter's world. Especially the white. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to pull this out on my palette so that I kind of flatten the tip a little. This is going to be dark shadow in the background. So this is how it's going to look, like that. Yeah, I kind of figured that's who you was talking about. Yeah, I know how that goes, Brian. It gets frustrating. Okay, so here we're going to make shadow in the background. So we're just going to kind of tap it here. Are you still there, Mitchell? Okay, you being silent there. Hope you're enjoying it. Awesome. And seeing that I don't have a specific scene that I'm working with, it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Okay, I want to use my deep green. And once again, I'm going to thin my tip. I like that. And just here. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this one right here, besides adding some color to it. I'm just throwing it in here. Perhaps we can get some tall ones up here. Hello, President Trump. First Lady, she's in the house. Woo-hoo! That is so awesome. I've got my group. I've got my painting pals. Hopefully we'll get more people to join the painting pals, and then it'll be even more pleasant. We'll have such a large group working with us. Okay, now I'm going to use sap green, and we're going to make some pretty tall pines in here. I'm going to try to make this a very busy painting because most of the time I don't put very much in them. So I'm going to make this busy. Hello, Nathan. Awesome, buddy. Okay, we got some here on the tip. I don't have it quite as narrow, but that's okay because I'm going to be working with the corners. So we'll start up here. And we'll kind of bring this down here. Add a little bit more to my tip here so I can bring it on down. Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like, doesn't it? That's what it kind of looks like. In the end, we'll figure out just what this is. In the meantime, I really don't know. I'm just working it. Usually I've got a scene in mind, but not today. I just wanted to paint. So I was going to let it fly and whatever came of it. We'll put another one beside it. Sometimes I end up correcting and I overcorrect. That's one of my biggest downfalls. I like to correct what I think is a mistake, even though there's really no mistakes in it. I'm bad for that. So I end up overdoing it. Oh. Oh, Mitchell. Bless your heart, Daddy. That's what I'm here for, pal. Anybody who needs me, I'm here for you. I am so glad that you joined me. I always look for you. Okay, we're going to put one right about here now. I'm going to use a thinner brush. I don't have one of those stiff fan brushes like what you use with the oils. And I wish I did, but I don't. So I'm going to use a thin brush that's not a fan brush. I've got a fan brush, but it doesn't quite do what I need it to. I need a stiffer one. Okay. Let's see where it's at here. Right here. This is what I want. Oh no, it's this one here that I want. Oh no, I might attempt it with my fan brush. I mean, I can do it. Just doesn't quite come out the way I prefer it. Well, there it is. I was going to say, I'm not going to spend my entire time looking for it. Okay. Actually, you do awesome. A lot of ways you type better than adults do. I mean, you do well. Have you got what they call dyslexia? Okay, here I've got the green on my fan brush. Alrighty, so I've got the green on my fan brush. We'll make this one really reach the sky. Just wish it was stiffer, honestly. And I don't have a problem painting pine trees, most generally. Let's get a little bit more up there. I'm gonna have to watch some more of Bob Ross and refresh my painting skills. And that is one bad little looking pine now. Alright, so it's a reaping willow. There we go, I just created a reaping willow, y'all. A very skinny one. I probably could paint one, no problem. That's what it looks like as a reaping willow. So we're just making a droopy old tree. There we go. Just a droopy tree. Hasn't had any water in a while. There we go. It's dry. Yeah, we got us a drooping tree there, guys. It's trying to wilt. Happy little accident, that's right. Somebody else knows about Bob Ross. It's alright there, buddy, you know. I'm sure that it can be embarrassing, but people gets through it. Had you ever watched The Cosby Show? There was a specific episode where the son was finally a teacher, and there was a student that was ashamed of themselves and just refused to try to learn. And the son got down to the bottom of it and discovered this kid had dyslexia, and he explained to him he did too, and look at him now, he was a teacher. So it might be a problem to learn, but it's not something that can disable you. I think you do awesome. Well, that's awesome. I mean, what you excel in, that's awesome. Algebra? My goodness. Well, geometry, I enjoy geometry. Algebra, I can't do. I can't do algebra. It goes over top of my head. But geometry and biology, I loved biology too. Okay, let's kind of fill in our ground here. So we are going to use, I don't know what we're going to use in the ground. Anybody got an idea of what we can do to fill in this ground? Because I am blank. Well, I do a lot of lakes, but you're right, a waterfall would be awesome. Okay, so I am going to, see, my black, I need my black. That's my brilliant blue. My black is up here. And, now let's see. Now I'll go on ahead and I will use my light blue and I will mix it in here with the white. Thank you very much, First Lady. I haven't done a waterfall in a long, long time. Add a little bit more white to it. Does anybody else paint here in my group? Hello, Kylie? Okay. That'd be awesome. Yeah, my mom and dad lives in the North Carolina. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was, wasn't it, Mitchell? I mean, I felt it. I felt it. It was. So does anybody else paint here in the house? I know that Brian doesn't. I'm sure that you do a very good job of spray painting though, Brian. Alright, I am going to The water is going to come out from behind this tree right here and along through here. So we'll bring the water out from here, and it's going to cascade. And just like so here. And so we kind of got like a cliff right here, and the grounds are going to be higher up here. We'll work that out. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. This is a very tall waterfall, guys. It's a tall one. It's light blue with white. Just a little. Well, with the white, it almost makes it look like it. Okay, now once again, I'm going to have my weight separate because I need it to run through. And it is going to be the mist at the bottom. But I'm not cleaning my brush. But I am going to have the right thin on the tip. That way we've got it going right down like that. And get some more on the tip here. And we're going to make our mist. There we go. Forgive me for pulling it out like this. This is the only way that I can get plumb to the bottom. Have it spraying up along the sides here like that. There we go. No, it is close to like an aquamarine. It is. What'd you do? Oh my goodness, First Lady. You're fast with your prompt button. Oh my goodness. Wow. What was you trying to do, First Lady? What was you trying to do? too. Wow, everybody watch out. First Lady loves that timeout button. Okay, now we need some landmass in here. So, let's go on ahead and, I don't want to use the burnt umber. Pardon me for getting my can into view. I'm going to see if I can find me a lighter shade here. Let's see, what color is this? This is phthalo green. I might can use that, so I'll throw that in with the mix. I may can use that later. The yellow ochre, might use that. I'm thinking I don't have a light brown of a sort. Burnt sienna, maybe. Matter of fact, I think I might can mix the two and come up with the shade that more or less I'm considering. Wow. Somehow or another I have gotten all this on me. You see that, guys? It's from my rag. Alright, yeah, I've got that opened. I guess I've opened all my colors by now. Okay, so I am taking the burnt sienna. Yeah, burnt sienna. And I'm going to put in just a little bit of the deep ochre. Just a little bit here. And I will see what shade I come up with, and if I'm not satisfied, I may add just a hint of white. So let's see what I come up with here. Let's see. I'll go on ahead and add some white to it as well. I want to tone it down. Okay, that's about the shade I was wanting right there. Could have used it a little lighter, but they'll do it. Basically, I'm wanting to do all that, and then I'm going to fill that in with different colored greens. Pardon me just a moment, y'all. Hello, Fifi! Glad you're here. Oh. And try not to bump the camera. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Hubby woke up. He's going to be getting ready for work here shortly. He put in a late night last night, so he got to sleep in a little longer. They made an agreement that he comes in a little later. So, alrighty. I am going to tap this color in. This is kind of like the ground, the dirt, so to speak. It actually comes out looking more like a brick color. But we're going to shade it in with red, with greens and stuff. So let's go on ahead and put this in here. And put some up here. There we go. Yeah. Thank you. And hopefully Fifi will become another painting pal. I would love for Fifi to become another painting pal. Haven't heard from Levi for a while. Are you still in the house, Levi? Well, we gotta watch the First Lady there. She loves that timeout button. Awesome. I am too. That's the best sky I've ever painted. Honestly, that is the best sky I've ever painted. It's the best sky I've ever painted. I love it. If only I could just do a canvas of nothing but sky. Oh, and this is my live stream for the day. Instead of doing one later, this is the one that I'm doing today. It's a little earlier than originally planned because I do them every weekend anyway. But I decided that I'd do it early, that way I can get into other things today instead of it being so late on me. Okay, I had just pulled out the Phthalo green, so I'm going to go on ahead and get some of that in. I love the Phthalo green because it is such a brilliant green. It's got such a lovely hue to it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Levi. I appreciate that. Alrighty, so we want to kind of give the appearance that this is more or less a cliff. So I might be using my spatula here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll use the spatula first. And I'm going to take this black. And get it on the edge here. And we're going to do something similar to what we do with a mountain. Okay. Just go ahead and scrape it in here. We'll use the right and do the same thing. That way we have got that effect of it being a cliff. Guess I should have put the waterfall in first. That way I had ground to put it in. Put these trees in. So we'll make up for that. We'll do something about that. If anything, I'll go on ahead and color it in with more of this mix. Or, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do because black is always overpowering. The color covers everything. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to go on ahead and we'll go on ahead and set this. That way we've got ground. There we go. We're making up for it here. Yeah? Yeah. The only difference is he has got a much bigger paintbrush. Mine is so dinky. He was my inspiration. I watched him almost 30 years ago. The first time I ever watched him was almost 30 years ago, and I loved his work, and I wanted to paint just like him. I can watch anybody else paint, and the way I see it, they're not as good as Bob. I loved Bob's work. And everybody else is good. They're very good. But there is just something about watching him. Go on ahead and make it a little bit more level with the water. There's always ways of correcting things if they don't pan out. Always. Somehow or another. I'm gonna have to add more black. Now I'll go on ahead and put it down here. Further down on my palette, that way I've got easier access. Yep. Okay, we'll go on ahead and bring this down here. Yeah, I should have done the waterfall first. Didn't think about doing a waterfall though. And honestly, that was a good idea. I wish I'd thought of it. The waterfall would have been the first thing on. That way you could work around it. You know, instead of adding white like you would a snow-capped mountain, I will add the, like maybe the burnt umber or the raw umber. Okay, we almost got this here. I know it makes it a little bit rough to see with me having to do this, but it's the only way I can get down there at the bottom. Okay. Go on ahead and do it here. We'll bring it down. Have you ever painted, Fifi? Okay, I'm going to lighten it up with the raw or the burnt umber. Who's still on the house with me? Thank you, Fifi. Oh, okay, Levi. Thank you so much for coming in, man. Love you. Have a great day at work. And we'll turn around and we'll add a little bit of white into New York. All right. You realize, Fifi, you keep showing up, you're definitely going to become a permanent part of my painting pal. You'll no longer just be a guest, but you'll be family here. Yeah, especially if you see certain places of New York. I'm sure that there are very beautiful places in New York. All I ever see is New York City. I've never seen anything outside of New York City, which I've never been to New York anyway. I'm just talking about what's in the movies and stuff. I've never seen anything else. Kind of has the effect here like the water has eroded a very deep wash up here. Okay, now I am going to write, and I am going to apply just a little bit of white. I am absolutely ashamed of my trees, guys. So I'm gonna have to do something about those darn trees. This one here looks nice. This one is awful. And this one too. So I'm gonna have to do something about them. Figure out what to do with these two scrawny things. Right now it's kind of a muddy mess. So I'm somewhat allowing it to dry. In 92, huh? So you're as old as my daughter. My daughter was born in 91. So you're actually a little older. Okay, Mitchell. I am proud of you, buddy. Keep up the great work. So while I'm letting the mud dry here, I'm going to go on ahead and work on these trees and make them look a little bit more presentable. I'm not happy with these two. This one is fine. Those two are just... So I'm going to work on them and improve them. Let's go on ahead and get some more sap green here. Kind of make this a little bit more like a bush, I guess. Kind of make it reach up a little higher. Man, it's just so thick. It's just thick. It's so thick. My tree is thick. I hate it. I hate my tree. I hate it. And that one is so gorgeous back there. These are not happy trees. I don't care what Bob Ross says. These are not happy trees. I hate them. Hate them. 56, wow. I know what I'll do to fix those. I know exactly what I'll do to fix those. I know precisely what to do to fix them. All right, who's in the house now? My second daughter was born in 99. Okay, I am going to get my, where is my light green? I know I pulled it out. Where's my light green? Yeah. It's not my light green, is it? It's sap green. Thought I pulled out my light green. I do not see it. That's my deep green. Alright, hold on guys, here I gotta find my light green. Oh my, thought I pulled it out. Ah, sure didn't. There it is. Oh, I just lost a color. I may not be needing it anymore anyway. Okay, I need my little brush. There's my little stiff one, right there. That's the one I need right there. Alright, I am going to lighten up my treetops. And that will give them a little bit more of a definition. Stop looking like clumps. Go ahead and lighten up this a little bit. I'm going to turn around and mess it up. There we go. That's a little better. Makes them look a little bit more like trees. Who else is in here? Are you in here, President? Yep, you're here. Are you here, Fifi? I'm sure. I'm trying to find who and all's still in the house. Okay, the mud is dried up quite a bit here, so I can add a little bit of white to that. Alright, let's go on ahead and add a little bit of white to our cliffs. So, we've got that finished here on the cliffs. Now we can add a little bit of stuff to the cliffs. We can have like little bunches of bushes and stuff here and there. Like overhangs. Oh, is it? Hate to hear that. Sometimes I hate the internet. Absolutely hate it. Huh. Mine's not buffering at all. And I'm going to use a little bit of the sap green here. I'm going to make like grassy vines overhanging on the cliffs here. Okay, I am going to use my smaller brush here to kind of highlight a little. let's add small patches of green along the way down here on the cliffs. Let's see, this here looks like a ledge, so we'll put a small patch here. And this here looks like a ledge too, so we'll add one here. Do you paint, Fifi? We've got a ledge down here, so we'll put a brush here. And one right here. And we've got a ledge here, so we'll put a bush here. And one around here. And we'll make us a ledge here. So there we go. We've got some ledges. Got some spots for some bush. Okay, now I'm going to take this, I'm going to use my sap green, and I'm going to cover this brush up. I'm going to darken the bushes that's on the ledges. Is that you, my buddy? Are you the only one watching? Or nobody is watching? It might just be me. Good. looks like somebody else has made it back too. Okay, now, let's see. I'm going ahead and get some more of the mist going down here. So, I've got to take this, clean this off. So much brush clean. Always gotta clean so much brush. Alright, then get some right here. Get some more mist going down here. I guess so. Even though it shows that there's another one. Sometimes I have people just watch. What do you think about it, Brian? Do you like it? Kind of covering up the black spots here. I mean, it's alright inside of the fall itself, but not so much in the spray. I don't know, now I'm making too much of a spray down here. The spray keeps getting bigger and bigger. That's what happens when you overcorrect too much. Your mistakes gets bigger and bigger and then there's no correction. So I am going to stop with that spray right there. I'm going to stop with that before it gets any worse. No, she doesn't. And it's a shame when I'm doing the coloring, because I know she enjoys doing that, but who knows? Maybe one of these times she'll show up again. Alrighty, I'm going to kind of bring this waterfall down a little bit here. Too much spray. Fall isn't going that hard. Apparently that was still pretty wet right here, because I'm getting a whole lot of brown and black in it. So that must have really been wet in there. Oh, I was fine yesterday too, Brian. I wasn't upset, bud. I wasn't. My heart goes out to you, that's all. Yeah, I'm gonna quit with the spray. I'm messing it up too much. You know, believe it or not, I have felt that. I seriously have. I have felt that. And it does seem like there's no escape. It's like, I don't know, almost like you're part of a loop. And there's no break in the chain. I've been there. In your opinion, what would you do with the cliff? What would you do with that? And if you don't make any more videos, a lot of us is going to be very disappointed. But at the same time, I can understand, like, if you're not finding places to explore anymore. I know a lot of them, they've got them boarded up, locked up and everything, and you just can't get into them, and all you're doing is just doing a sweep around. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. I know what you're saying. That giant waterfall there in Africa, the one that is so long, doesn't that have nothing but green along its walls? And just a whole mess of forestry that goes down along the cliff? Another one I'm thinking of, I mean, it is a very, very, very tall waterfall. I don't even know how high it is, maybe 1,000 feet or so, I don't know. But it seems like it's nothing but forestry and stuff all the way down the cliff. There's no, you don't see any rock or mountain. Moss. Mitchell? Really? You think so, buddy? How was your jog? Well, then I could do the same thing. I could just keep on bringing down the moss, like I've got here, hanging on the sides up here. That way, because for some reason the cliff isn't working for me. It's not working. It can't be easy typing while jogging. I think that's what I'll do. Thank you for clarifying that with me, Brian. That way I know. Because the cliff, it's not working for me. Ugh. I wish I had done the waterfall first, because then I could have worked around it. So, let's see here. I will do what I done originally with the light green, and I will pull the moss on down. And then I will, well actually I'd originally used sap green, so I'll go on ahead and put some sap green in there too. I'll just go on ahead and blend it. Get it all in there. Alright. I'm going ahead and kind of pull this down here. Don't have to make much of it, just enough to kind of, I don't know. Just kind of pull it down here. That actually made it look better. I like that. Thank you. Hey, but still, that's something. Oh, well, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine, Brian. Because you still helped me out, even though you was talking about your cave and I was talking about Africa's giant waterfall. It still worked out good because this is better. I like this. This is better. One thing I can't stand about my paintings is when I mess up so much and they end up looking more like cartoon than anything. I can't stand that. And I know I'm no Bob Ross, but daggone it, I can paint better than that. I'm ashamed of the ones that comes out looking more cartoony. Wow. It sounds like it. Yeah, that looks a little better like that. Alright, Brian. Okay, now I am going to add my baby girls in the window. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of my dark green. I'm going to kind of add it along the cliff here. Add it to the vines. Yeah, I have. I've never played it though. I've never took an interest in it, but yeah, I've heard of it. And this painting kind of reminds you of it, huh? A little bit too much green there. Eek. And I'll have to kind of thin it out. Yeah, that looks so much better on that cliff. Yeah, buddy, I don't like that right there though. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We kind of have some of the green more or less hanging over the edge of the fall, like. Kind of like that. There we go. You want to add just a hint of the light green into it. Brighten it up in spots. Takes me forever to paint, it does. Takes me longer to paint than it does to color. At least coloring, there's already a pattern. Painting, you just bring it out. I hear you, baby girl. Yeah, Mommy hears you. Yes, I do. Okay. Well, I do think that's worthy to hang up on my wall. Not put in an area that's disclaimed. So, oh, you think so? My mother-in-law has bought one from me, and my mother had bought one from me. I don't know if someone would buy this or not. Nobody ever offers to buy them, which is fine. Some of my paintings I can't hardly give up anyway. I like them too much. And then others I'm more than willing to let go of. Not because they're bad paintings, but because it kind of tickles me when someone wants them. Certainly. I'm actually ready to call this painting done anyway before I screw anything else up on it and then not like it. Because so far I like it and it's worthy to hang up on my wall. So, yeah, I will give you a tour of the house, of the studio. Let me get my bummer up. Pardon my body. Oh my goodness. me unplug this here. Okay. So here's the colors, the paper. This is the, let's see, is your name on here? Because I'm, yep, sure enough, right there. That was when you was Mike. So this is when you came into the group. And this is the first one that I'd colored with painters, with the colors. Now I done these, like that one right there was my first renter scene. And I painted that further down the line. This I done at my mother-in-law's house. My mother-in-law's a painter. This I painted after a picture that I took of my husband. There's my panda. I love my panda. He's my baby. Now this I just painted. This was my last painting. This is a night storm, a midnight storm. Thank you. And I painted that. I love my flag. Yep. Here's another mountain scene. This right here is my pride and joy. This is my favorite painting right here. I love this one. That's like, which I'd painted something even better than that, but I left it in Kentucky with my family, with my kids. And that's another one. My best paintings are mountains, believe it or not. This, my husband's grandmother painted. I don't think I'm that good though, but thank you. My husband done that. He's not really a painter. He's not into it. This was done by a gentleman who was in an elderly home. I think he actually painted this after Bob Ross because it looks just like Bob Ross's work. This is another one done by my mother-in-law. This is one that I did that I hate. I hate it. So it's behind my door. Thank you. But that one's pathetic. Oops. I just kicked my cat. This is my island, which I'm so about it. It's the reason why I've got it here. This right here was done by that same gentleman that was in the elderly home. This is an abstract from my mother-in-law. Yeah, I do too, especially if they're done right. And another abstract by my mother-in-law. And this right here is my plaque. It's got John 3:16 written on it. And I love my plaque. I painted that. So that is how my studio looks. That's my studio. Yep, it's a beautiful verse. And if people would really pay attention to what it says, they would understand God's love for them. It's just so hard for them to comprehend. Now, the really sad thing is, like, well, thank you. Sad thing is, you're not seeing the colors that I'm seeing. This doesn't do any good for what I'm seeing. But, it's good. And it is definitely worthy to hang up on my wall. If it's good enough to hang up on my wall, then I hang it up on the wall. If not, then I don't. I just kind of stuff it in a cubby hole. Well, yep. My best work is my mountains. For sure. But that's my studio, bud. Hey, E43 Mustica. Or L43 Mustica. Actually, I do, Mitchell. It's on my About. When you look up at the banner and you read home videos, playlists, channels, About, I've got an address on the About. And, well, it's for my big mouth. Well, but people can mail letters to me through that address too. Well, that'd be fine. Oh, okay. Musica. All right. Well, I'm glad that you decided to join. I'm actually getting ready to sign off, though. I'm done with my painting, and I do need to name it, though. So what do you think would be a great name for it? I need a good name for it. I don't even know what to name it. Oh, I'm getting some traffic in here. Awesome. Money! Hey, girl! Thank you. Mystic Mountain? Okay. That sounds good. Does it look like a mountain? If it wasn't for the waterfall, it wouldn't. Blue skies Monday, huh? Fountain. Mystic Fountain. Hmm. Could name it the waterfall. Crystal Day. Fountain of Youth. Miracle Waterfall. Hey. That's a good one. That's a real good tryst, Money. Okay, yeah. That's what I'll name it. Miracle Waterfall. It's a miracle that it's falling. No, seriously. I like that. I like that. Miracle Waterfall. I love it. All right, guys. Well, I'm so sorry that you two came in toward the tail end of my stream, but I appreciate that you even showed up. That's right. Love you too, Mitchell. And, so next Saturday about 3:30 will be a live stream, and we will start a coloring page. So stay tuned for that. We will be doing a coloring page around 3:30 Saturday. And I love y'all. Thank you so much. You too, take care. And see you next weekend. Bye.